This past weekend, we hosted another one of our Cameras and Coffee event here at our studio, and we decided to invite our friend Mina Kessler to give a lecture on how to brand your business to get the clients you want. We filmed the lecture so we could share it with you, so please feel free to leave us any comments that we could pass on to Mina, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for coming to my Not TED Talk, Hill and Valley Talk today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about branding. So I don't know if this is you, but I think a lot of us who are in the creative industry, we put ourselves last when it comes to branding. So if you guys have ever built a brand before, whether it's for creative materials like photo or video, or you're a designer in the field, you may have created branding for other people or helped in that process, but maybe thought of yourself last. And so this is talking today about emphasizing your own brand, getting to know yourself, and putting yourself into your brand, so then you're getting the clients that you want because they get to know you through what you're putting out. So, building your brand to get the clients you want. First, a little bit about me. Who am I? I'm Mina Kessler. I'm a twin. That's my twin right there. I'm older by 2 minutes, which is not important, but now I'm 32, so it feels like I shouldn't talk about it too much because it's whatever. But that's my twin. I am an ENTJ-T personality, so I'm the commander. I think if you know me, that probably makes sense. But if you haven't taken a personality test, I highly recommend it. Has anyone here taken this particular one? Okay, yeah. So yes. I don't know, it takes about 20 minutes. So I would say even if you could just do it right now, or not right now, later, we can compare notes. But I think it helps before you're building your brand. Not that you might not already know about yourself, but I think it helps make it more concrete. So then you know yourself. So when you're building your brand, you can build your brand around who you are. I'm also an Aries sun, which is, again, I think that speaks a lot, but if you know, you know. So, my brand, this is a joke, but I'm the owner, operator, creative director, CEO, CFO, media specialist, graphic designer, web designer, dog mom, interior designer, illustrator, magician, and content creator at Midia Creativ. I think a lot of us, I've actually joked with Adam about this, we fixate on our titles, but at the end of the day, it's for me, I'm a creative. I love all things creative. I used to be an art teacher at high school level for a couple years, and I taught anything from graphic design to animation, and it's actually how I fell in love with doing what I'm doing now. So I did leave teaching, but I guess teaching in kind of these smaller capacities is really nice because I can still do what I love, have that degree that I'm paying off still. So it feels it feels good for me, but it's, I think teaching taught me a lot about myself in ways that it's I love being a creative. I love creating for other people. I loved teaching to my students, but I realized at the end of the day that I wanted to be doing the creative part myself too. And also, as I was saying before, a lot of the time as creatives, we think about ourselves last when it comes to branding. So actually, when Adam approached me about doing this talk, I realized I had put it off for a while, creating branding for myself. And I always toyed, I created some concept logos in the past, but I never put it out there. So it actually forced me to sit down and create branding for myself that fit me. So if you know me, you know I like glitter and color and vibrancy. And so I tried to create I tried to create a brand that fit me, but also could be still professional, but colorful, and kind of put my personality into it. So in this brand, you'll see the MC. I hope you see it. And I feel I have some softness to me, but also the pointed edges in the logo that kind of says I'm, can be a little edgy, a little new, a little fresh, and that's the kind of people that I like to work with. So putting that into my brand. Let's play a game. Not in the jigsaw way. I was gonna put a picture up here, and I talked to my boyfriend about it. He was like, "You should." I'm like, "That might scare them." But anyways, so Todd is gonna pass out these cards. There's 20 of them, and I think there's more than 20 people here. So if you want to pair up with somebody, it's just gonna be a quick little matching game. Not gonna call it an icebreaker. It's a warm up. So grab a card. It's an icebreaker. And don't be afraid, this is not scary. Oh no, we have to talk to people. Okay, so so the cards that Todd just passed out, thank you, Todd, is matching the client to the brand. So a couple of you received, half of you received a client brief, and then the others received a creative profile of some kind. For those that got a creative profile, look less at the words on the profile and more at the visuals. And I want you to look at those visuals, and then I want you to go around the room and find your match to the client brief. So the client brief would say, looking for a photography specialist for a lifestyle brand, and then find that match. So I'm going to give you a couple moments here to go around, find your match, and then you could just stand beside each other, talk about why you guys are a match, and go. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the matches real quick. And if I pull up your match, please raise your hand. Match 1, looking for a photographer for a lifestyle brand. Awesome, what did we find? Why did we match? No, I said don't look at the words. Okay, visuals, what?
All of the photos are like outdoorsy, and they have some like product photography, but also like outdoor and like experiential shots.
Yes. Great, thank you. Match 2, looking for a videographer for a fitness shoot. Woo, okay, what did we have? What visuals did we have?
So we have a lot of interior gym shots, but also exterior, so we can use for people working inside and outside with content, showing off the workouts, showing experiential for the B-roll, so I think we got a good match.
Love that, yes. Match 3, looking for a photographer for an outdoor brand shoot. Yes.
Got it.
Yes, you did. What did we get?
Got a ton of outdoor shots here, so it just seemed like a no-brainer.
Yes, it makes sense. Okay. Looking for product photo and video for a new business. Okay. What kind of visuals did we see here?
Photography,
Yeah.
and like the product in use.
Yes. Awesome. Also, this is Helen Valley. Might look familiar. Highlight. Plug. Okay, match 5, looking for a UI UX designer for an e-commerce website. Yes. What do we got? Yes.
Because it shows off her like graphs and also shows her personality too.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Match 6, looking for a photographer for an engagement shoot. Oh, it's it. So what gave it away? What visuals were we looking at?
There's a lot of like couples, wedding, so it seems like it would be along those lines.
Yeah.
She's right.
Match 7, looking for a social media and web designer for a small business. Yes. Okay. All right. What gave it away?
So there's like a little phone and like a little laptop. A lady smelling her armpit.
Yes. Love it.
But, yeah, so it shows like a wide variety of different kind of images and how it can correspond to
What they're selling.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Looking for illustrations for a marketing campaign. Yes, this is one of my favorite illustrators, by the way. Jessica Hish, I met her last year. What do we have?
We've got some light, colorful pastel illustrations, very cohesive theme throughout the work.
Yes, very. Yep. Match 9, looking for a graphic designer for a new logo. Woo, 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 in the back.
We have like a lot of different logos, like representing a lot of different like brands and companies and stuff like that. Like there's no really rhyme or reason to any of them to go together, I mean, so.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah, yep. And last match, looking for a product designer for a new product. Okay, and lastly, what gave it away?
Well, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of pictures of just like hand-drawn products.
Yep.
And you know, I did some extra data. Look at his bio.
Oh.
It's like product designer.
Thank you, Jonah. Okay, that's it. You're cut. Okay. So just again, a little warm-up exercise. You guys can take a seat wherever you were. Thank you. This was, yes, Tot will collect them. Thank you. Thank you, Tot. Vanna White. So this little exercise was just to talk about really being aware of what content you're putting out there. So I am a photographer and videographer, but there are shoots that I don't post because it's not actually what I'm trying to sell. You know, maybe sometimes I'm trying to help somebody out. You know, I've helped out with like maternity shoots and other things, but that's not really what I'm trying to do, but I want to help somebody out if they need it. I'm actually trying to put out, you know, like I love working with small businesses. I do love doing like an engagement shoot, weddings. So that's the kind of content that I'm trying to get in the clientele. So I want to make sure that that's what I'm focusing on, what I'm posting. And I do see people who, you know, again, they're posting a lot, of different things, and it might be confusing because your social media, your website, wherever you're putting your work, it should match what you're trying to do. So, brand breakdown. How many of you have a brand or have a small business or trying to maybe have a small business? Okay, awesome. So when you start off building your brand, and I actually did this myself, when you start off building your brand, you want to define your personality, and that's going back to when you take a personality test for yourself. You want to figure out yourself, and then figure out what you want your brand to say. So I can send these slides afterwards if you guys want this to look back at, but it's helpful to pick 3 words to describe your brand. So for Midia Creativ, I chose confident, because I am confident and I want my brand to exude that. I'm passionate. If you work with me, I do usually like get very emotive and like, you know, let's do this, let's go. And I am vibrant. I usually am the one like in the room wearing a lot of color or glitter or something, and it's genuine, like it's me, and I want to, you know, I want to like attract those kinds of people. So a couple brands that you might already know. I'm going to show a couple of these just to illustrate some of the brands that know themselves, know who their target audience is, and also like they've also chosen words that fit them and their brand. So Oatly, if you guys like oat milk, I love oat milk. It's high in sugar, but their brand is quirky, authentic, and sustainable. If you go to their website, this is a screen website, but it's very illustrative and cool, and you know the color is like a little more muted, but they're putting themselves out there as like this kind of like different, you know, who would have thought that you would be following a milk brand, you know, if you do, but this makes me want to buy oat milk. So they know themselves, and their words, their brand personality matches their brand. Lululemon. So if you guys, you know, own Lululemon or know of Lululemon, it's this, usually it's kind of a more like refined brand. So according to them, they're inspirational, motivational, and active. Airbnb, they say they're welcoming, adventurous, and connected. So based on their, you know, they've been putting some commercials out, and they've been trying to create this like warm aesthetic with like video footage and content, and they're trying to make it feel like it's home, but it's away. So based on those brands, and also from breaking down your own brand, it's important to put the human in your brand. So again, like I said, you can't really build your brand if you don't know yourself. So humanize your brand. Think of characteristics that describe your brand. Bring in the emotions into your brand, your thoughts and behaviors. That's what's going to make your brand match yourself. And again, like I feel like there's a lot of people who have like started brands, but it's lacking personality because it's clear that they don't know who they are. And it's, for me, very evident when I see it. And it's also like, it's nice to see somebody who's like putting content out there when it's like, this is me, this is what I want to do, this is what I am doing. And it makes me feel connected to that brand. Whether it's like the person I want to hire or not, I'm like, I know exactly who they are and what they're doing. Number two, so once you've chosen your personality traits for your brand, you're ready to design your brand. You could hire me or someone else. Branding is the action that a business takes towards creating a consistent and stable perception and image of your organization. So that is anything from a logo. Logo should be memorable, not trendy, makes impressions. Has anyone seen a trendy logo before? Anything that stuck out to you, like things that you've seen recently?
It's always like the 5'9" women with like the flowers.
Exactly. That's the first thing that came in my mind. And great if you have an aesthetic, but it doesn't help. I think it does the opposite for you. It looks clean, it looks professional, but you start to blend into the rest of everyone else. So try to work with somebody, hire a designer and work with them and tell them who you are, and have them match that, that aesthetic that you're trying to put. It could still be whimsical, but there's ways to make it your own. Colors, shapes, iconography, there are ways to make it you. Fonts, don't be too trendy. Use a good font combination, not Comic Sans, not Papyrus. There's a lot of others that I'm not gonna mention right now, but now I'll give you a list later. And use at most 3 fonts. In this presentation, I used 3 fonts. If you use too many fonts, it's where you start to kind of break out of your brand box, and you start to become, again, like more brandless, because again, you're still figuring out who you are. So defining brand, defining your fonts, your logo, and being consistent. I know people use Canva because it's easy, and I'm not, this is me not pushing Canva. It's great, especially if you're not a designer, but don't pick the Canva font, or any random day. Don't pick the template and use that font. You can build your brand elements within Canva and use those things consistently. Also, social media takes a lot of time to make posts, and with the algorithm of social media, it's hard. If you stay consistent with those things daily, it makes it so much more worth it in the end when you look back at your site, your profile grid, whatever, and you see those consistencies throughout your brand, your posts. So use them. Colors, no more than 4 main colors. Don't be all wild, don't go crazy. Color is fun, but it's still nice to just hone it in. Consider color psychology. So colors mean something, There's reasons why certain restaurants use certain colors. It influences you, makes you hungry. Why certain packaging on product, it's people are using colors intentionally. It's not just generally chosen just because. And then complementary color palettes. And then lastly, visuals. Stick to your brand colors. Create or outsource brand visuals. You can hire Hill and Valley to make video or photo content, or I'm sure there's plenty of another plug, or plenty of other creatives in the room, or beyond. Rochester is a huge hub for creativity. So whether it's you that's creating them or somebody else, do it and do it well. I know that there's also places where stock imagery exists, and it's fine. It's fine if you need certain things, but again, when you're trying to match something to your brand, it's hard to find those stock things that match what you're trying to put out. Number 3, execute the brand. Brand execution can happen when you have defined your brand, designed your brand, and are now ready to be the brand. So these are a couple of brands that I've worked for, and as I said before, my thing is working with small businesses. Especially, and that's what I try. That's the content that I try to put out. So I do, full creative, anything from creating a logo to photo or video work for them. And I personally enjoy that the most because I get to know that person really well, like one-on-one, or any small business. I just did a website for Crumpets on Monroe. It's a great spot for breakfast. So that'll be, yes, please go check them out. They're awesome. It's a husband and wife duo. They actually graduated from RIT as well. So they're great. And again, I happened to be sitting in Crumpets one day working, and I was on a call in a meeting with a client, and I had my AirPods in, and I heard the husband and wife, at the counter, they're like, oh, we need to make that website, or should we hire someone, or should we, outsource? And I'm like, so I got off my call and I'm like, hey, no pressure or anything, but I just happen to be a web designer. Like, I don't know if you're looking, but hi, it's me. And they're like, no way. And they actually, and they're like, actually, we happen to have grant money that we can use in this project, and we, let's talk. So we sat down, we talked, it was great, and they hired me, and their website just went live 2 weeks ago. And that was something that was extra rewarding because I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. So also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I know, some of us do get a little shy, or we're like, well, I don't wanna, impose on them, or make them feel forced into doing something, but it doesn't hurt. What's the loss if you just at least asked? So ask. And so here's my next client that I just did this branding for. It's not actually launched yet. She's launching next month, so this is a sneak peek. But this is an esthetician. Her name's Grace. She's awesome. She's based in Webster, but she does facials and other kinds of things, and she has been amazing to work with. I've done several shoots for her now, and so I've done everything from photo, video, and now I just recently did her updated logo. So she was somebody that started off very small, made her own practice. I think she's only 26 or 27, but she's killing it. But she came to me 2 months ago and was like, hey Mina, I've been using the same logo that I had made on a logo maker 5 years ago. And that's fine, you need to start somewhere. Not everybody has the budget to start off with this big custom logo project. But now she's like, I'm ready, I've established myself, I'm ready to move on to the next step. So I worked with her, I designed this logo. She wanted something whimsical, and I know the coloring on here is not super clear, but it's greens, and she wanted something that was readable but still whimsical. And here's an example of whimsical, but it's still her own. And every project with my client, whether they ask it or not, I'm invested in my clients. I want to see them be successful. So whether they know how to take this brand, put it out there, I want to set them up for success. So I think a lot of people they hire somebody, they'll package some logos and send it, be like, oh, okay, and it's paid for, and it's good luck. And I feel like it's almost doing a disservice because not everybody knows how to use their brand, and so I help them create a mini brand kit. So I actually send off this page brand so they know. So the fonts. So Catcher is the main font here. Grotesque is the font. So they have that already established. Give them logo file. Brand color. They already have that to work with, and then their brand elements. So this is all packaged up for them, so they have this to go back to, and whether you're, again, creating or whatever else, you have these elements, you know exactly what your brand is, and you're ready, and you're take that and use it. Green Tea Aesthetics, Grace, she did, I messaged some of my clients this week and I was like, hey, can you look at this value list and give me some words that describe you? So she said her brand is honest, peaceful, and intuitive. This next project is a urban beekeeper, which is, if you follow me on social media, you may have seen this, but this guy's name is Nick. I went to college with him at Nazareth, and he reached out to me when he started doing this. He was like, hey, I need some branding, and I was like, for what? I have these beehive top of some buildings downtown Chester, and I was like, cool, that's awesome. I was just talking to Joel about this, but unfortunately, not every client has the budget for certain things, and okay. Sometimes you have to accept if you really want this project that badly and you want that content, something like this, beehives on top of buildings. That sounds cool. Like I like in. Even if might not get like the payout that you would want, putting this kind of content out there will attract the clients that might have the budget. It's like I don't see it as a loss because this is our had other people reach out to me to do projects that is in my wheelhouse that I want to do. So it was already paid off just doing that just alone. And also bees on top of rooftop. I don't know. It's cool. I got to get suited up and everything. Like it was fun. So I did photo and did video for him. And then again, this is like another little brand kit that I made for him, where I made the logo for him. And then I did his little brand kit with like his main font and primary colors that he could just pull from and use when he's ready to use that. He said his brand is sustaining, collaborative, and natural. Okay, last brand I'm gonna highlight here, Olive Working Company. So this guy's name is Tom. He's also piercer at Adornments. He's a cool guy if you know him. Yes, yeah, cool. And actually got to talk to him when I was getting my ears last year, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been following for years," and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And he's like on social media, and I was like, "Okay, all right," and yeah, not just like. And he's like, you know, when I'm here, I have a wood shop, and I create custom pieces for people, and I've actually been needing like a website and branding, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So like he had a budget, and like he was ready to like give me everything that I needed to work, like to make this work for him. So I went to a shop, I did a little intro video for him so he could put himself out there. He was also a lot of these like one person businesses. I think they don't know how to talk about themselves. So sometimes it's good to with somebody who either knows you or doesn't know you, but to like pull things out of you that you don't know how to do on your own. Because like setting your phone up to like do a video is like, it can be weird. It can be, so working with other people to build your brand so helps, because I think it just like makes you a little bit more. So he custom illustrations. He had like pretty much no brand. He had his logo made by somebody else, and he didn't know the fonts he was using. So I used my little font decoder thing to tell him these are your fonts. Here you go, because your designer didn't do that for you. Here are your fonts. Here's your palette that I created for you. I built a website, olive.com. Check it out. And then I create some custom illustrations for him. I also hire out for people. So I had some help with these, but this was a lot of fun. It took two of my loves, or three, web design, illustration, and photography, videography, like all those things combined. I did everything that I wanted to do, and this was awesome. And Tom said he is friendly, approachable, and it's like once I get to know these people, I would agree with that. He is all of those things, and so is his takeaways. So when it comes to building your brand, find yourself, find your brand. Take those personality tests or whatever, find your zodiac sign or get a star chart reading. I don't know, whatever you need to do. Talk to a medium. Talk to people too. Like what are you putting out there for your brand? Like how are people knowing you? Number two, only highlight the services you want to attract. On occasion, it's like if you want to put on your stories, like, hey, this is what I'm doing today. It's not necessarily the thing you do. It's still just like seeing you in action. That's it. But on your profile, on your website, sell those services that you want. You want to do. You want to be a part of it. Three, humanize your brand. So again, like putting you at the forefront. I will say that when I've done social media work for some of my clients and done some analytics with like posts that do the best, it's when I see the person in front of the camera that's behind the brand. So like put yourself at the forefront. I know it's scary, it can be scary. Like if you don't really want to talk, it could be a video of you and sing. I don't know, like whatever it is, put yourself in your brand. 4, be consistent. Again, fonts, colors, logos, branding, everything, bring it together and make it you. Check yourself. Thank you, Hill and Valley. I appreciate it. Thought this was cute, little heart. Thank you. give me a follow. I'd love to chat more, even if you're just trying to figure out still, discover yourself, what you want to put out there. But yeah, talk to me. Like, you don't have to pay me, but but yeah, no, I'm open to talking. So like, yeah, let's chat, and thank you for listening and being here.